Hello guys, welcome back. So in the last class we studied about homologous series and alkanes. Alkanes, they are hydrocarbons which contain only carbon and carbon bonds. We studied regarding the journal formula. We studied the how to find their molecular formula. And if you tried these for yourself, that's absolutely great. Now let's move forward. So as we know that alkanes, they are saturated hydrocarbons. So what does this word saturated hydrocarbons mean? It means that alkanes, it only contain single bonds. Double bonds are nowhere to be found in alkanes, right? Now let's just draw the structural formula for methane. So first of all, let's find out the molecular formula for methane, which is CH4. So we know that there is only one carbon and carbon makes 4 bonds. So there will be 4 hydrogens with the carbon. So this is the structure formula for methane. Now let's draw for ethane. For ethane we have the molecular formula C2H6. So we have 2 carbons. Remember, there should be a single bond, and each carbon it will make 4 bonds. So if we count, these are going to be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 bonds in total, and we will be having 6 hydrogens. So this is the structural formula for ethane. Now let's move towards propane. So the molecular formula for propane is, it's on the third number, so 3 carbons and twice the carbons plus 2. So twice the carbons will be 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. So we have 3 carbons. Remember, single bonds because alkanes are saturated. And then just draw the hydrogens. If you draw the bonds correctly, the hydrogens will be automatically correct. Let's draw this bond a bit more clearly. So this is propane. Now let's move towards butane, which is on the 4th number. Butane. So for butane, the molecular formula is C4, and then twice of 4 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. C4H10. Okay, so we have 4 carbons. 1 2 3 4, and draw the bonds. Remember, 4 bonds for each carbon, and then the hydrogens finally. That's it. That's the structure formula for butane. Now let's move towards pentane. So the structure, first of all, molecular formula, which is C5H12. So we are supposed to draw 5 carbons. 1 2 3 4 5. 4 bonds for each carbon. And now hydrogens. I am emphasizing on the fact that there are only single bonds in alkanes, because we know that the functional group of alkanes is carbon-carbon single bond. Okay, pentane we have then hexane. So the molecular formula for hexane is C6 H14. So we will draw 6 carbons. Then the bonds, and finally the hydrogens. Okay, after hexane we have heptane. So for heptane we have C7, 7 2s are 14, 15, 16. So this will be needing some more space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And finally the bonds. Pretty easy. Just make sure that you draw the bonds correctly. 4 bonds for each carbon because carbon is in group 4, remember. The group number represents the number of bonds. So this is the structural formula for heptane. And finally we have octane, which is C8H. 8 ones are 8, 2s are 16, so it's going to be 18 plus 2. 16 plus 2 is 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In the last step, to draw the hydrogens. Folks, remember that structural formula it shows us the bonds plus atoms, and structure formula and displayed formula are both the same things, whereas molecular formula only shows us the number of atoms in a molecule. So don't get confused in molecular formula and structural formula. As the name shows, we can already guess from it that structural formula we need to draw the bonds. So whenever the question asks for structural formula, there will also be a clean space given over there. So just make sure that you draw the correct bonds. If you draw the correct bonds for carbon, the hydrogens will be automatically correct. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. And make sure to subscribe.